What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday, and welcome back to the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS preview show. I'm James Grande, joined by Keith Eister. Keith, happy second half as you blur in and out of your screen. How you doing, my friend?
Doing well, man. Happy opening day number 2. We've basically every team in action, right? Just a massive slate to come back to after a few days of no baseball other than home run derby and an all-star break, or an all-star game. Yeah, it feels like we're jumping right back into the deep end for sure.
Yeah, there are 14 games on the main slate. There are 15 games total, but there are 2 teams off. Can you guess why that is?
Is it on Thursday?
No, there is a double header. So we do have 15 games total, but the Red Sox and the Rays are playing in a double header. So I guess it's interesting to see how usually the FanDuel slate, if there's a double header, they'll cut off the second game. So I wonder if that becomes a 13 game slate. We will see. But it is 14 here on the old DraftKings slate. It is a Coors Field slate. It is a night Wrigley slate. You and I had kind of talked about the history of Wrigley Field and its Friday games, but it is not in the afternoon. And we also have Sutter Health on the docket. Kauffman Stadium, I guess, has to be thrown into that mix. 10.5 implied runs in that game as well. So we do have some primo ballparks. We do have some really good pitching. Also, we have some teams that didn't line up their rotations the way that you would think. I was looking at actually this before we went live, and I was just looking at some of the guys that are pitching either late in their first series back or like the start of the second, and it just feels like it's clearly an effort to get them extra rest. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, it's definitely like that reset point of the season, right? Like we know Miz is definitely taking a couple days off because they plan on making a deep playoff run. They don't want his innings to get way up there. So that's a prime example right there for sure. Lots of other young guys too, taking it easy coming out of the break.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen a historic number of injuries in the first half for pitchers. It doesn't ever seem to end. Knock on wood that we get none in the second half, right? None. Zero pitching injuries, Keith.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, not going to happen, but that would be fantastic indeed. So let's dive into things. For those that are new or old, welcome. We do this show 5 times a week, the previous show, and then we'll come back at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday as well, to break it down even further. This is just a preview show, so if you could be so kind, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and all that good stuff. Keith, let's get into our positional breakdown. The aforementioned pitchers position, we have 3 pitchers above $9,000. We have Chris Sale, Bryce Miller, and Logan Henderson. 2 of which I would suspect gets a lot of ownership. One good pitcher probably isn't on the same tier as the other 2.
Yeah, I mean, Sale has been one of the best pitchers in baseball, so I think you can always play him. This matchup against Texas is very intriguing. Texas has been one of the best offenses in baseball against lefties, but they've also struck out at one of the highest rates in baseball against lefties. So high upside, a little bit of risk. It's Chris Sale. He can dominate any matchup, so I think 10,000 is a fair price tag, even if there is a little risk in this spot. Bryce Miller, I mean, we were talking him up a ton right before his last start when he kind of had a dud. I'm just going to write that off. The dude was so good before that, has fully rebounded this season after some injury trouble. Velocity is way up. Strikeouts are way up. He had been incredible up until that start against Miami. He gets the Giants here, who I don't think anybody is afraid of. So top 2 look really good. Henderson is interesting. I assume he was the one you were alluding to as lagging a little bit behind the others. Came back from the injured list, made his first start right before the break, 76 pitches. Like Milwaukee cannot afford to lose any pitching. We talked about Miz taking a rest. Harrison's on the IL. They lost Woodruff for a long time. So I'd be hard pressed to think they're going to push Henderson deep here. I'm thinking probably around that 80 pitch mark, which it limits the upside. And not to mention Miami's just been a pesky offense this season. So I would agree with you that Henderson is pretty clearly behind the other two.
Dude, Miami doesn't lose. They win every game. They win every game they play.
Every time he comes to the plate. So
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like Logan Henderson a lot. Like a lot.
He's been great. There's no denying it.
$9,000 against Miami with likely. He was limited when he was originally called up and there was no injury. They were not willing to really extend him. 85 pitches was the most he threw prior to the injury. So I don't expect it to go. They traded for Lance McCullers.
Yeah, that's telling you where the Brewers' depth, the depth of the pitching staff is. It's a little bit hairy right now for one of the best teams in baseball.
Yeah, and honestly, I shouldn't take a shot at Lance McCullers. I'm sure he's going to figure it out in the situation that he's in, but just that is obviously a very intriguing little nugget there.
Cy Young caliber second half loading, right?
Yes. The Brewers do what the Brewers do. The 8K range. Gavin Williams goes up against the Pirates. Troy Melton has been incredible. He takes on the Angels. Lambert gets the Baltimore Orioles, and Roop gets the Mariners. What appeals to you there, Keith?
I love Gavin Williams as a pitcher. Pittsburgh has just been really tough on righties.
Yes.
8,800 is a fair price for the upside here, but I do think there's some risk. Melton looks far better with his matchup against the Angels here, a spot that we've attacked all season long. While they're down to third that's against lefties, my bad. I'm checking to see if Cincinnati's still ahead of them, just slightly, but second and highest strikeout rate in all of baseball. Awesome spot here for Melton for sure.
And the strikeouts are coming. They started. It was always interesting. There's always the interest to me with the pitchers that dominate the minors with strikeouts and then they get called up. His rehab assignment, he was decimating people with strikeouts. And then it didn't click immediately, and now he's missing a ton of bats. So Troy Melton looks amazing. He's going to be super popular. I know there's some peripheral stats suggesting some regression when you look at some things under the hood, but there's no denying how well he's pitched and the matchup that he has. Anything in Lambert and Roop, or they're just whatever?
I think you could take a look at Roop a little bit more than Lambert.
Agreed.
They're both fine. Like, I don't mind it, but I think Roop has a little bit more strikeout upside. Seattle is an offense that will swing and miss too. So I would lean to Roop over Lambert there.
Agreed. 7K is probably the longest list of pitchers we've had. I'm not going to list them all. Who intrigues you here, Keith?
I know you're going to want to talk about your boy Detmers.
Yeah, he struggled. He struggled, but he just is so good. He can miss bats with the best of them. So
yeah, I mean, we talk about upside all the time on these shows, right?
Yeah.
And at 7,300, a dude with double-digit strikeout upside, that's pretty rare to find.
Yes.
So he jumped off the page immediately. Kramer's been injured for too long. I don't. He did throw 92 pitches in that start before the break, but probably not going to him here against Houston. Sandy's been okay. Tough matchup for him against Milwaukee. Garrett Cole gets the Dodgers. Jump is in. Sutter Health. Those are two very good pitchers, but don't like the spot for either. Let's see. Not touching over. Probably not Cavalli either. Jared Jones has a nice matchup against Cleveland, a team that we've targeted a ton since Jose Ramirez went down. That's probably the next name I'd look to after Detmers. Hasn't quite put it together yet. Obviously still working his way back from a major arm surgery, but very live arm from this fella.
I mean, the last time we saw him, he threw 6 perfect innings. So that's figuring it out a little bit. I actually was looking at Jared Jones recently, and when you look at some of the metrics of his last couple starts, everything is really ticking in the right direction. The whiffs have been there. I mean, the velocity has been there. The velocity is actually up 1.2 miles per hour from pre Tommy John. So it's not any question about the velocity. The control for someone coming off Tommy John has been actually really impressive. Again, that's the last thing that will return to a pitcher is their control. 14.2% swinging strike rate on the year. He has really, really, really turned it around over his last couple starts. I am very interested. I know that we're still probably a little bit away from any type of full Jared Jones innings, but I am at least he's pitched since the end of May, right? So he has now made 8 starts. He has had how many days off? He's now had 9 days off. I am interested to see if they looked at those 8 starts, they looked at the perfect 6 innings, and they were like, okay, maybe 85 pitches is the next, marker that we're going to get to. He's obviously like the talent. You're the first person to be like jumps off the. This guy's talent jumps off the freaking page. It's just been kind of capped. He's $7,200 kind of against an anemic offense. It's something that I'd be willing to take a shot on.
Yeah, as we've dove in a little deeper here, I'm becoming more and more interested. Even if the pitch count doesn't go up, I mean, he just showed us an elite ceiling with 77 pitches his last time out, and this is a much better spot here against Cleveland. So, yeah, I'm fully in here. He looks as good as Detmers to me.
I would probably take a look just because the pitcher's been really good. I know Sutter is a tough place to pitch. No Nick Kurtz definitely doesn't hurt. Kurtz and who else hit the IL for the Athletics? Kurtz and Geloff both on the IL. They called up White. They have Kuroda Grauer. Neither are like big power guys. Also, Cavalli's splits have been really lefty. Lefties have hurt him, but it's been mostly luck. If you look at the batted ball data, I did a profile on Cade Cavalli during the break. He's been incredibly unlucky against left-handed bats specifically. So I would $7,200 for this pitcher. I don't know why the algorithm places him here all the time because it's every start. Look, I mean, the last 5 starts he's made, he's been under $7,200 and he's pitched really well. I'm moderately interested, especially if the ownership is going to stay away.
Yeah, I think the ownership will definitely go to Detmers and a little bit to Jared Jones. I don't think anybody will look at Cavalli here. And just pulled up his numbers while you were breaking that down beautifully. As first thing that jumps out is the 343 BABIP as to what you were talking to. He misses a ton of bats. He keeps the ball on the ground, which is certainly going to help him here in this home run park. 48% walk rate has been even higher than that in the past. So, yeah, I like the profile here. And you mentioned the Athletics are missing a couple of big bats as well. So I'm in with you.
What about under $7,000? Who, if anything, there's a lot of pitchers under here. This is like a massive pitching pool for the first slate back that like, there has to be a dozen pitchers under $7,000.
Yeah, you'd think like teams would be lining up their rotations and we have a bunch of aces, right? But that's really not the case. Speaking to that point about rest and a lot of injuries and teams being scared and wanting to take advantage of a few days off. So, yeah, it makes for a very interesting slate. There's not a lot to like down here, I don't think. There's one name that jumps off, and that's Roki Sasaki, because we've seen the upside at times. We've also seen the far extreme opposite end of that several times. I talk about it all the time. He's just a talented dude. 6,800 is a crazy price.
Yes.
Are the Yankees fully out of their slump now? Can you tell me there? It was a stretch there where they were one of the worst offenses in baseball. So,
dude, it was just the worst.
Like, you think tough matchup, and yeah, go ahead.
They were doing like, how teams like sometimes their pitching is bad, but their offense is good, and sometimes their offense is bad, but their pitching, their defense is. everything was terrible at once, so it just felt like they were the Colorado Rockies all the time.
Buddy, I know exactly how it feels. The month of May, the
Right.
Cubs went through the exact same thing.
Yeah,
They
you
just
had
could not do anything right.
the 10 game. I mean, you guys have had two, is it two 10-game winning streaks and a 10-game losing streak, right?
That's correct. Yes, that's correct.
So that's like literally the best of both worlds, or the best and the worst team in the baseball. What I will say is Ben Rice is back, which is really scary for Yankee Stadium. Trent Grisham never left. He just had an injury. He's been really good. Bellinger had some like really good swings for like the whole Washington series. I will say they looked way better than they did. So a guy with a home run problem heading into Yankee Stadium is potentially a bad idea. But still no Judge. Like that obviously matters.
Yeah, it's the upside, right? Like you're probably going to get burnt if you try it, but on the 10% of times or 15% of times where he strikes out 10,
right?
That's what you're targeting here. Like
right.
If you get that, nobody's going to play him. He hasn't been consistent enough for him to get ownership in the spot, I don't think.
Yeah, it's totally true. And we've done this before. When the Yankees were struggling, their offense was implied big runs, and projections love them. And no matter how good or bad they've been, they have a usually high team total, which, the way that rostership works, the opposing pitcher is not going to be owned. So he profiles better for the the MME player. That is Roki Sasaki. He is not a single entry or cash game play at all.
Definitely not. There's another name here he's in Coors Field, so this is insanity.
Okay.
But Brady Singer has been really good recently.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't think I'm playing it here on this massive slate, but I just wanted to point out the run that this dude has been on. He's actually missing bats again. I haven't dug into him and what's changed, but obviously there are some good things going on here. He's put together 5 starts or something where he looks like a completely different pitcher. Just wanted to point that out.
I mean, since June 5th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 starts. Let's see. I'm looking up. I'm getting the Brady Singer splits since June 5th. So Brady Singer since June 5th, 2.79 ERA, 40 strikeouts to 15 walks in 38 innings. So 24.4% strikeout rate, 413 xFIP, 47% ground ball rate. We know that's the Brady Singer of old, right? He has been a heavy ground ball pitcher when he's been at his best. Let's see if I can get you know what? We'll save the pitch mix stuff for the live stream. And we'll talk, maybe we'll dive more into Brady Singer's pitch mix for that. Again, 5 p.m. Eastern, you guys can come back to the Fantasy Alarm channel. We'll break it down. Keith and I will break it down further for you guys. But I agree. At least intriguing. At least a little bit intriguing with how well he's pitched. Hey, ground ball pitcher. If he keeps the ball on the ground, we don't have to worry about the home runs leaving Coors, right?
Yep.
So definitely something to note. I like the shout. I don't think there's anything else.
No, I see nothing else. Payante's been fine, but what's the upside? Kind of ditto for Lugo. I'm not touching anybody else. Kelly's been awful. Ray gets Minnesota, who's been good. I don't see anything else to even take a dart throw at.
I do. Catcher. Okay. We'll take a look at catcher.
There you go.
This is where we'll go. Hunter Goodman is 6,200 in Coors Field if you want to play the opposite side of Brady Singer. Shea Langoliers, Ryan Jeffers is $5,400. Why? I don't know. And Dylan Dingler is $5,000. What piques your interest there, Keith?
I mean, Jeffers back against Ray is a little interesting. I agree that the price is kind of crazy.
It's interesting. It's just I can't co-sign a $5,400 price tag on a 14-game slate for Ryan Jeffers.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Dingler's been awesome.
Yes.
I'm not sure I'm playing him against Detmers. A lot of strikeout risk there. Carter Jensen's been awesome as well. has the correct split against King, but a tough matchup. I don't love anything really 4,500 and up, but I would say Baldwin against Quantrill at 4,500 is the one that definitely stands out.
That's the same with me. I am in agreement. He's the one who stands out. And of course, you could play like Langoliers or Goodman if you want. They're very good in small ballparks.
Yep.
Under Baldwin, is it Rushing and Rutschman? Are those the two we're looking at in the 4K range?
Yeah, Rushing in Yankee Stadium. That sounds good for his left-handed swing.
Yep.
I know it's been a brutal year for Cal Raleigh, but just at that price tag, like we've talked about this before, like double on the upside for sure.
Yes,
Roop has a lefty problem. Like you can go there, and Rutschman's been great.
Yeah, Rutschman's been really good from both sides of the plate. I wonder what Baltimore does with if they keep him through the deadline. I wonder what they would fetch for him since they have Basayo signed up for. And Alonso, right? Kind of signed up for a long time. I wonder if Rutschman is a dark horse trade candidate, because I'm sure a lot of teams would like Adley Rutschman services.
For sure.
Under $4,000, what stands out to you at the catcher position?
The aforementioned Basayo, certainly. Lambert has had a lefty problem. Can definitely attack that here. Kyle Teal is a better hitter than 3,800. Spencer Miles going for the Blue Jays, it looks like. Definitely not afraid of that. So good spot for Kyle Teal. Caratini's fine against Ray. Good matchup. That's mostly what's jumping out in the 3K range.
Yeah, K-Bear, if he starts against Jump, we like Jump, but Jump has obviously struggled in that ballpark, like most pitchers have. Pitching in Sutter is almost like trying to navigate Coors, right? Like anyone that's good goes there and it's instantly not the same thing. So I do think K-Bear Ruiz looks okay. We always give Joe Mack a shout. If you want to play Joe Mack, you can. I'm sure there will be another punt catcher somewhere down here that will crack the lineup, like Jake Rogers. If he's in the lineup, you could play him. Austin Wells figured it out. Heard he's going to lose his job. Hit a couple home runs. He's really bad. We don't need to play Austin Wells. First base. Shout out to Jimmy Crooks. Shohei, Ben Rice, they're in the same ballpark. They're both really good at baseball. Ben Rice has hit a lot of home runs lately. He's had a lot of fantasy points all year long.
Yeah, I mean, if Roki doesn't have it, like this is an elite spot for him.
Yeah,
like,
if Roki doesn't have it, Ben Rice is gonna hit 2 home runs.
Yeah.
And obviously same thing with Garrett Cole. Shohei can hit any fastball, no matter how hard Garrett Cole throws it. So, yes to both. Yes to Freeman. I don't think anyone has any objection there. Sal Stewart. It'll be interesting to see how the Reds ownership comes in because it's obviously a good spot, but there's just so many games. Coors obviously always projects well. A $5,800 Sal Stewart is very expensive.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, he was down at 4,300 last week or before the break. So
yeah, 46,
huge jump.
46 2 slates ago. Yeah,
crazy. That's a big jump. Like you said, it's a great spot, but at least they're priced appropriately. There are a ton of other options. I told you that I have not played enough Miguel Vargas this year. After seeing that tank in the All-Star game, I'm fully in now. He deserves to be this price. I will play him now.
You're like, if he could do it in the All-Star game, he could do it. Dude, he actually has some. If you look at Miguel Vargas, he's actually had some bad luck on his side too. His season could be better than 21 tanks in one half. 21-59 in one half. So. Shout out Miguel Vargas. I'll never forget that picture, that sad picture he took at the top of the dugout last year. Do you know what picture I'm talking about?
I don't know. I've probably seen it, but I can't recall it right now.
There's a picture taken of Miguel Vargas sitting atop the dugout, and he just looked. The White Sox were, what they were.
Miserable, yeah.
Dude, he looked so. It was a very sad looking photo. And then there was a photo taken this year of Miguel Vargas sitting in the same spot, and it looked like a different person.
That's
So
awesome.
shout out Miguel Vargas. Also shout out Matt Olson, who is really good at baseball and has Cal Quantrill opposing him.
Yeah, that's an elite matchup for sure.
I do wonder. There's been no official announcement yet. Ronald Acuna hit a grand slam in his rehab game on Thursday, and it was his third rehab game. Wondering how different that Braves lineup could look come Friday. We'll have to see, because if Acuna's back, I feel like there's going to be different energy for the Braves offense against Cal Quantrill starting the second half.
Yeah, that would be really interesting.
Anything else in the 5K range? I mean, Steers obviously in cores. Murakami is 5K. His price has dropped a lot.
Yeah, and I like that matchup against Miles for sure. So, yeah.
What about the 4K range? Anything upon initial review stand out?
Let's see here. Bowers has been good. Sandy's also been good on the other side in that matchup, but I'd be fine with that. Cags has been awesome. I mentioned King splits. That's fine as well. Not a lead or anything. Let's see. Burleson against Merrill Kelly is the first one that jumps off at me.
Yep.
Kelly's just been atrocious against lefties.
Yep. We've talked about that every day, twice on Sunday type situation. Love that. I have to say, if we don't believe Brady Singer can keep the ball down, one of the league's best rookies, former Yankee great TJ Rumfield, is only $4,000.
Wow. After seeing the Reds' prices and Hunter Goodman's price, I'm very surprised that he's only 4K.
Yeah. He's hitting 300.
Yeah. Maybe a little Coors-aided, but he is hitting 300.
He is hitting 298 on the road this year.
Wow. Good for him.
298 on the road, 299 at home. Talk about balance for TJ Rumfield this year. Shout out to the Yankee great. It got us Angel Shavi'i. Thanks, man. Yeah, that's good. What about under $4,000 as we go down? Nathaniel Lowe is our first red under 4K.
Yeah, that looks fantastic, as does Michael Busch against Bailey Ober.
Yep.
Two great spots there for Lowe and Busch.
Yep.
Let's see. Christian Walker against Kramer is fine.
Yep. Did you see Kramer's allowed 10 earned runs, and I think 9 are solo shots.
Wow.
Or something along those lines. Something absolutely absurd, which feels not possible, but yeah.
Right. Let's see.
I would play Royce
against Lugo.
I would play Royce against Colin Ray. We've talked about the Colin Ray splits, how been a little reverse splitsy this year.
Yeah, and he's just prone to power from both sides. So yeah, I'm fully okay with that.
You mentioned Gavin Sheets. You could play Torque. He's a home run upside against Detmers.
Josh Bell for sure.
Yeah, Josh Bell for sure. Jonah Heim has first base eligibility. I like that.
Interesting.
Eldridge, tough spot. Love the player, but tough spot. Is there anything else that we would take? I saw Christian Encarnacion Strand got called up today.
Yeah, that's a name we haven't heard in a while.
I don't think that matters, but he was. Also, Tyler Locklear was also called up, another one who has not had any major league success, but he is in the majors now. But that's I don't think we need to dig down here. Second base. Brandon Lau, 5,800. Bryce Terang, 53. Ketel Marte, $5,000 and up.
Probably not a position I'm spending up a ton if we can find some value. I mean, they're all fine, but nothing really stands out. I'd say Marte against Payante. He has better ground balls against righties than he does against lefties.
Yeah, I agree. This is definitely a position where you can save some dollars. I would probably be okay going up to Cody Clemens at 4,900. He might be. I might rank him above the other three, which is weird to say, but he has been really good against right-handed pitching.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Colin Ray is nothing special, and Clemens has shown big power, so definitely in.
Where else would you go in this range? I see two names right away in Jazz Chisholm and JJ Weatherholt that I'm going to gravitate towards.
Yep, that's exactly where I went as well. Two very good hitters, two very lefty prone pitchers.
Lean towards one or the other, or do you just prefer in your whatever you're stacking, make preference?
Yeah, definitely lean towards the stack. I would say in a vacuum, probably slightly Weatherholt for me, just
Agreed.
because of how bad Kelly's been.
Yeah, I agree. I think I would also go Weatherholt as well. That's probably it for me. I mean, you could play Albies in a stack. You could play Castro if he's in the lineup against Singer, but I don't think there's anything else that we need to look at there.
Yep, agreed.
Value. My favorite player, Michael Massey.
Sure, he's fine.
The legend of Justin Foscue against Chris Sale.
Yeah,
he'll probably lead off.
You've talked about his lefty numbers against lefties. This is an elite lefty, so not the best spot. But.
Not the best spot. Against elite lefties or bad lefties or any lefty, Ernie Clement is the chosen one.
Yes, absolutely. Love that. He's been leading off against lefties too,
Yes.
so he'll probably be really popular, but he deserves to be.
Deserves to be. Yep. What else sticks out to you?
We'll see where Siegler hits. He's been bouncing all over the lineup. If he's in there, that's an interesting name to monitor.
Yeah, they've been leading him off. He's been getting some run at leadoff too.
Yep. Kuroda Grauer, name that you mentioned, has been in the middle of the A's lineup. Cavalli's a tough pitcher, but
yeah,
I'd be fine with it. The elite ballpark, obviously.
Is Pedro gonna play? Are they gonna play Pedro here or no?
Probably not first game back. Shaw's still on the IL, though, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe. If he drew a spot start, I'd definitely be in.
Okay. Are they gonna trade him? I've seen some rumors about him being possibly moved.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a possibility, depending on how other teams value him.
Right.
But I mean, the breakout has certainly shown to be real, I think.
Right. They need
and he's obviously blocked. Like the Cubs have their infield
yeah.
shored up for the next 5 years. So
right.
He either needs to learn left field or find another team.
Speaking of infielders, Junior Caminero is okay. He spoke to the media on Thursday and said it was a little bit scary, but he's okay. So he should be ready to go in this series. I think we have no objection to him with a small tall wall. I don't know how to describe it, but it's a small wall that is also really tall.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
That is how. Now, is Junior Caminero possibly the first person to put a ball through the monster and not over it? Yes, he could also do that.
Just 118 miles an hour goes right through
just
it.
Just right through it. It's old, so who knows?
Yep.
If he's in the lineup, obviously yes. Is there anything else in the 5K tier that stands out? Muncy in the small ballpark definitely looks good.
Yeah, agree. Not that I want to target Cole, but definitely gets the boost going to Yankee Stadium with the short porch there.
Right. All right. Then what about the next tier? Curtis Mead's the first name that jumps off the page for me. He's been maybe the most underrated 17 home runs because we keep writing him off. Why is Curtis Mead this price tag? Okay, let me ask you this. I'm 2 for 2. Nobody's gotten this yet. Do you know who Curtis Mead was traded for when he was a member of the Philadelphia Phillies?
A member of the Phillies to the Rays, right?
Yep.
Boy,
he is currently a Philly pitcher.
I was gonna say Luzardo, but he never played for Tampa.
He's quite good too.
Christopher Sanchez?
Curtis Mead for Christopher Sanchez. Yep.
No way.
Yep.
Wow. I didn't realize Sanchez was a Ray.
Was a Ray. The first thing the Rays have ever gotten wrong.
Yeah, seriously. Not a team that you usually want to trade with.
No, Curtis Mead, former top 50 prospect as well.
Yeah.
Big. I mean, the power, and it's a lefty. He gets a lefty in a small ballpark. He looks great here.
Yeah, completely agree. Has finally very Miguel Vargas-esque, like
Yes.
former top prospect that like took forever to figure it out, but
Yep.
like the pedigree is there. Like you kind of just have to buy in.
What about around Mead in the 4K range? Does anything else stand out?
Suarez is fine just because he's in Coors. He hasn't been good this year unless he plays the Cubs, which is just par for his career.
Yeah.
You talked Machado up a little bit before the break, start hitting a bunch of homers. So I would certainly be fine there against Lugo. He doesn't discriminate for as far as giving up power goes.
Dude, we've talked about the Lugo splits. He's been bad against righties this year. I'm just going to pull them up, but it's been 230 ISO, 238 expected ISO to right-handed bats this year. Dude, Machado has been homering, like hitting bombs, a lot of home runs. So
up to 19 on the season. I would not have guessed that.
Dude's hitting 203
not
with
great,
a 700 OPS, and he has 19 home runs. I mean, and we talked about it. It's a 10.5 implied total, and Kauffman Stadium has been one of the best hitting environments in the league since they moved in the park.
We were talking about that pre-show, so I looked it up. 4th in all of baseball in park factor this season. Only Coors Field, Sutter Health, Nationals Park, Coors Field are ahead of him. Nationals Park being in there is kind of odd, but the other two you definitely expect up there.
They're just scoring so many runs. But I actually saw that firsthand. Ball's flying in Nationals Park, dude. It was flying. Shout out James Wood.
Machado touched 4K finally,
dude. They're listening to the show. Why? But like, was I ever wrong? He has 6, dude. Average doesn't matter in fantasy. You're talking about a guy who has 22 home runs and 62 RBI at the All-Star break. And that guy was
1 for 4 with a 2-run homer. You are thrilled about that at 4K in fantasy.
At 4K, and he's been 3,400 to 3,800 for look at dude, the last time he touched, I can't even see. The screen doesn't even allow me to see when he was more than $3,800. We're talking about June 7th, he was 3,600. I never understood it. And like you said, I still think 4K is too cheap.
Yeah, agreed.
And that's probably it in the 4K range. Let's go to value. Paredes always reverse splits. Bregman looked okay at the end of the break. He definitely was hitting home runs were showing up.
Figured it out. The ball is going hard in the air again, which is how he has success. So yes, I mentioned it a couple weeks even before the break. You could just see it starting to turn for him.
Hey, he's too good. He's too good to be that bad, or was that bad. What about everything under Bregman and Paredes?
It has not clicked for Austin Riley yet.
Oh, he's horrible.
Dude, it's awful. Karros has actually been pretty good here recently, better against lefties, but Singer, when he's not on, can give it up to both sides of the plate, so don't mind that. Arenado's been good, facing a former team in St. Louis, maybe a little extra motivation there. So that's what we always live by.
Yeah, for sure. Love a good revenge narrative, totally. Yeah, especially in baseball. Especially in baseball. That was so poetic of us. We have Durbin. Durbin at 3K is probably the next name that I'd get to, because he keeps hitting. He's been good outside the first month and a half. They are calling up Tommy White. It's just the wrong split against Cade Cavalli, because Cavalli is so dominant against righties and has struggled more against left-handers.
Yeah, definitely agree.
And White's not like he did hit for power at AAA, but he doesn't profile as really anything special offensively. But he's had a really good couple. He had a good stint at AA, and he had a really good stint at AAA before his call up. So
yeah, name to monitor, but probably not against Cavalli for me.
Anything else? McMahon's there. Shoemake plays for a new team. He'll be the best player ever because he plays for Milwaukee now. I think that's probably it.
Yeah,
we're in a weird territory down there. Shortstop, Ellie De La Cruz, 6,500. He will obviously garner a boatload of ownership. We've seen Ellie homer. We've seen him steal a couple bases lately. So he seems to be trending back up post injury. We have Witt at 6K. He also has like been okay since returning from his knee injury. I think he has only the one steal, and he's been thrown out a couple times since the knee injury, so that's something to monitor. What about like just the 5K and up shortstop range? Like we know Ellie's going to get a boatload of ownership, but does anything else stand out?
Yeah, it's clearly Ellie. Nothing else really stands out. Gunnar has been so bad.
Yeah.
He is in a good split spot against Lambert, but maybe he took the break to reset himself and he comes back as the elite dude. But it was a rough go there for a couple weeks, a month before the break. Abrams is fine, lefty in that part for sure. Yeah, I mean nothing really stands out, but they're all fine.
All fine. Is there anything standing out in the 4K range?
Pena at 4,500 is fine against Kramer. Not a matchup that jumps off the page, but a playable matchup. Colson Montgomery would be the first one that jumps out to me.
Yeah, just big power.
Big power, not low strikeout pitcher. Good spot for him for sure.
Dansby, you can always play and hope for upside.
Sure.
Upside. He's literally. You click Dansby and he might steal 2 bases, or he might hit 2 home runs, or he might go 0-4 with 3 strikeouts.
Yep. Totally agree. He's always better against lefties, but Ober is like not a pitcher that we're afraid of.
No, bad pitcher. Under 4,000, Geraldo Perdomo's been picking it up a little bit. I expect Caballero to start out of the break, but they love Anthony Volpe, so I hope it's Caballero for my own sanity. Anything stand out in the value tier?
Fine with the 2 guys you mentioned. We talked how good of a spot it is for Ernie Clement at second. He can play him at short as well.
Yeah, that's the one that stands out the most for sure.
It really is, yeah. Emerson is fine against Roop. I mentioned Roop's splits. Obviously, a tough ballpark, but talented hitter.
Talented hitter indeed. Let's go to outfield. I don't want to look at anything down there. Yep. We have some expensive outfielders. Shohei is 67. We have James Woods 66, Yordan Alvarez 64, and PCA 63. PCA, cannot believe I saw him wear like a winter coat in 100-degree weather during the All-Star break, but he is who he is. You of course, yes, like if you want to play any of them, play any of them.
Yeah, absolutely. All 4 are elite.
Yep. Good take.
That's the analysis.
Good take. It's a great take. What about the 5K range? Because there's a whole bunch of names there too. Do any couple stand out more than the others?
Yeah, Moniak's been awesome this year in Coors against the pitcher who hasn't missed bats until recently. So definitely fine going there.
Yeah, that's the split. That's the one guy that has taken full advantage of the split. Mickey Moniak. I mean, 1. OPS 667 on the road. That's the guy that you want to play at Coors.
That's wild. I'm glad you pointed that out. But he's in Coors today, so we don't need to worry about it.
Yes, he is. He is in Coors today for sure.
Jordan Walker has been phenomenal. Like home run derby champ, obviously under his belt now. Gets Merrill Kelly.
Yeah, been with or without the home run derby, Jordan Walker has been the man. But Indeed. That was a cool performance at the home run derby.
Yeah, what he hit 4 in a row to take the lead or to win the title.
I think it was 6, including. Yeah. I think including because he
hit 4 on the last ball.
The magenta ball that nobody could see. He hit 4.
Yep.
But he hit the final 2 regular baseballs, I think, as well. So I think he hit like 6 straight.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah, it was fun. I think I would I would probably play Fernando. I wouldn't one-off him. I think if I'm playing anything, like, to me, Machado's probably your one-off Padre. And then if you want to play, if you really don't like Lugo and the weather is probably hot and muggy and windy, like it's kind of been in Kansas City every day. I could see playing a full stack, including Fernando.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. But like you said, kind of need to stack him up because he just hasn't been powerful this year.
Yeah,
like,
he hasn't. You need the double. You need the 2-hit double steal game you got here, because it has not been home. It has not been a good season for Mr. Tatis. 4K range.
Michael Harris is definitely jumping off the page. Bellinger's absolutely fine. Soderstrom in the good split against Cavalli.
Yep. McCarthy, another. I think McCarthy's a home splits guy too. 940 OPS at home this year. He's been insane.
Trevor Larnach's been really good. Like the matchup for him against Ray.
Yep, he'll lead off against Ray as well.
Yep.
We didn't mention. I skipped over Acuna. If he's back,
what's the price? 53. Yeah. Against
5,300.
Yeah, I'm definitely in there.
I would be. The Braves would vault to near the top of the chart for me with Acuna, Baldwin, Harris, Olsen stack.
Yeah. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it sounds good. I didn't mean to skip over him, so I apologize to all those out there. Trent Grisham has been really good, just like since the first month of the year when I was telling everyone that he's going to be really good because he was just getting unlucky. And voila, he's been good. So, yeah, Trent looks great. Cole Carrig, he's been great.
Yep.
Play him too. Hap, he has not been great.
Nope.
What has happened?
I'm not exactly sure. Started off the year great, his best start to a season ever, and then just completely fell apart. Went the way of Nico Horner, but there's still power here. It's a good power spot against over, so I'd play him at this price anyway.
Yeah, and Seiya, who's been amazing for a couple weeks now, a month or so actually. But the Cubs are really affordable outside of PCA, like really, really affordable.
Yeah, that's and it's an attractive spot for him too. So I like it. Anything
else in the 4K range, or you want to drop below? Let's go into value. It doesn't look like there's anything else here. I just want to mention how good Valdez has been. We don't have to play him against Gavin Williams, but he has been a freak of nature.
Yeah, good for him. What a start.
Crazy. Just crazy. What about the rest of the value tier here?
Let's see what we can find. Springer gets the lefty. That's always an interesting spot.
You have Noelvi down here at 36. I mean, he's cheap.
Yeah.
I know he hasn't really come around, but he's a big upside guy. He homers. He can steal bases too.
Yeah, I like that shot.
There hasn't been a lot of Reds pieces that are cheap. We've obviously found some pretty cheap Rockies across the board, but the Reds have been few and far between.
Yep. Newbar, another lefty against Kelly, definitely.
Yep. Newbar against Kelly. DeLauder. We've talked a lot about Chase DeLauder, and we've talked a lot about how good he's looked since coming back from the rib injury. He's looked really good since coming back from the rib injury. Bunch of home runs lately. I know Jared Jones is good, but so is Chase DeLauder. Yep. Dominguez has looked okay at the plate. The Yankees will hit him in the middle of their lineup as well. Keyshaw, he's been better of late. There's stolen base upside against Colin Ray. Let's see. Any like really dumpster divey plays down here?
All-star Tristan Peters.
I mean, I've still worried about, or I've still wondered about that one. It's like, I know he's had a good year. Not all-star level.
No,
though.
I don't.
He hit it for a cycle and then immediately became an all-star.
That was interesting, right? Like, not the name I expected to hear added as injury replacement or whatever. That one definitely came out of nowhere.
If I knew that was the qualification, I would have told more people to hit. I'm sure more people would have hit for
Right.
cycles, right? Just, I mean, he's $3,000. It's not like he's a bad player.
Yeah, no,
He's hitting.
yeah,
He's literally hitting
regardless of
300.
the All-Star selection or not, he's a good player.
You could. It's like the 2023. Me and John have always said you can never take the 2023 Geraldo Perdomo All-Star Game nominee away from
Yeah.
him, even though he didn't deserve it. Last year he did. He not that can never take the Tristan Peters 2026 All-Star Game nominee away from him, whether he deserved it or not. He was an all. That's what happened. Dumpster dives. Kepler. Eh.
Meh, sure.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Waldschmidt's back. I mean, they might play Waldschmidt. No reason not to. I don't know why they ever sent him down to begin with. I mean, I know Tommy Troy got hurt, but Waldschmidt's back. He's striking out a lot, but is there anything else? I feel like we had some better punts before. I feel like there was like some legit punts, and now I don't see a single thing that I want to play.
Yeah, nothing's jumping out at me either.
All right, let's get a core built and get out of here. And again, we'll be back at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys would be so kind to hit the like, subscribe button for the Fantasy Alarm YouTube channel, we'd appreciate that very, very much. Where do you want to start, Keith? Do you want to start on the offensive side? Do you want to start pitching? What do you want to do?
Let's go ahead and plug in one of those 7K pitchers.
Okay.
Detmers looks fantastic, and Jared Jones looks fantastic. So I'm good with either of those guys to start here.
I think Detmers probably gets the ownership, right?
I think so too.
So, because you and I are more geared towards tournaments, we will play Jared Jones.
And you mentioned there might be a slight pitch count bump here.
Yep.
Has rarely been over 80 all season, but maybe they push him up 85 to 88 this start. So maybe a little hidden upside here coming into the second half.
Agreed. I mean, it's at least something to parse through. Right? He's made 8 starts. Every pitcher's different on how fast they're going to be boosted in pitch count after Tommy John. Or did he have the brace? Did he have the brace version? No, I think he had full Tommy John.
I think he had the full version.
All right. We'll go Jones as our pitcher, and we'll leave it up to you out there, the listener, to use your SP1, or if you want to use another 7K pitcher. How do you want to approach offense? Because there are some damn good offenses all around baseball.
There are. I'm going to go one more value piece before we do that.
Okay.
Let's go Ernie Clement. Just jumped off the page as a guy that's like way too cheap.
Easy click. I guess the question is, if we play him at short, we're not playing Ellie. If we play him at second, we're basically plugging in Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. Play him at second and go Ellie.
Okay. We'll play Ellie De La Cruz.
We didn't like many of the spend ups at second, so going cheap there for the elite shortstop makes a lot of sense.
Do we want to gear this around Cincinnati? We don't have to. I'm just asking more than anything else. I mean, honestly, like outside of Stewart and Steer, and Ellie, obviously, they're not really expensive. Like Blade is 47, Eugenio is 45, Nathaniel Lowe, Noelvi, like they have a very affordable team.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy stack right there, honestly. Even if like I'm fine skipping Stewart and Steer if you want to save a little bit and go to like Blade and Lowe.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. They're still going to hit Nathaniel Lowe and JJ Blade near the top of their lineup. So,
yep,
I like it. Let's leave it there. $4,800 from almost 49. Do you want to give? No, we'll leave it there, and we'll be back at 5 again. With the live stream to break it down further. I'll have the playbook out for you guys on fantasyalarm.com. You can see right there on the scroll, you can get 50% off your All-Pro package using code YT50 at checkout. The Fantasy Alarm Fantasy Football Draft Guide dropped this week as well, so you can pick that up with your first month. I dropped a bunch of free seasonal content this week that you can catch over at fantasyalarm.com. Right here on this YouTube channel, there's been all types of football content. There's also been Howard Bender and I did the Caught Stealing seasonal fantasy baseball podcast for the start of the second half and the first waiver wire show. We do that every Tuesday, Thursday. So there's a ton going on in Fantasy Alarm right now. We're right around the corner from football. We're right around the corner, Keith, from the start of the NBA season as well. Caleb Wilson has me feeling all types of ways that gets me excited for Bulls basketball again. So there is a ton going on in the sports world right now, despite there wasn't for like 3 days. It was super boring. But we appreciate everyone that tunes in. Big shout out to Keith as always for coming on, and we will catch you guys later.